Like the offense and defense have been kind of taking turns dominating things. Offense had a really nice day yesterday, but defense seemed to really be strong today. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it's the energy back and forth. Sometimes in the practice, for whatever that contagious energy gets on one side of the ball, and then typically those guys start making some plays, and then you start building on the confidence. So I didn't think we had our best day yesterday. We had some critical feedback, critical things to improve on this morning in our meetings, and it was good to see the guys react to it. However, what we look for is a more consistent level of play. I don't need a poor day, and then call out the details, the infractions, the things that we're not doing right to get a better day. We need more consistency, okay, in our performance and everything we do every single day.
Who were some of the guys that flashed at you today, just off the top of your head?
It's without being able to tackle, it's hard sometimes, especially for the interior players, because those are those dirty, grimy tackles where it's a pile, they're knocking people back. So those are hard ones to identify. So in these types of settings, really, unless you're playing tackle, the flash plays always happen on the outside or the perimeter part of the field, the ball in the air with the DBs, maybe an edge player transition on a pass rush. So I think our DBs are continuing to play the ball in the air, and that is probably one of the most challenging things we can do. I think Spav is giving us all sorts of different combinations, formations, and I think the guys are competing well, but the flash things are really on the perimeter part of the field and we can't tackle.
Reese seemed to get in the backfield a few times. David Reese.
David's he's a twitchy player. He's got what I would say he's got really heavy hands. He's a strong player, not necessarily huge dimensions, but he's very strong in the point of attack, and his consistency, we just got to keep improving it every day. But he's a welcome addition, and I'm expecting him to be a big part of what we do.
How do you describe Brett Johnson's status?
Brett Johnson is he's a guy that's had some injuries that's working himself back into being full go for us. He's available, and AB and the medical staff are being judicious with how we use him and what the schedule is for him.
You expect him to be full go by the opener?
Yeah. That's the plan. I know he's working hard, but that's something that honestly I don't get updates every day on that, so that's more of a J-Dub thing.
Ron McCullough did some good things today. What are the expectations for a freshman like that?
Play with great effort and not make the mistakes he made yesterday. But he does have some tools. He's picking it up, pretty darn well for a younger player. So we're optimistic that we can find some roles as he continues to develop and see what he can do for us this year.
Have any other young guys been able to kind of flash early on?
The interior guys, they're in there, they're kind of holding on. That's a tough place to start. Interior, even though you might have size, TU and Zurich, that's still a really big part of that is all the technique and how fast those blocks get on you. I think another guy that's, in my opinion, relatively inexperienced is Cam Sidney. He's a guy that you come out to practice and you see him tackling people, you see him knocking some balls down. So that's been a real good development for Cam.
Justin addressed the Pac-12 thing in general, but you personally, you've had a lot of experience in the Pac-10, 12, whatever. What's your personal feeling about the whole thing?
My personal feeling is, that's a big part of my history on the West Coast. A big part of, my brother was a walk-on football player at Oregon State. My mom was a Coug, my dad was a Husky. Going to where I went to school, I can remember, watching those games on ABC when I was in elementary school, and those traditional rivalries. I can remember families of some of my teammates driving to some games, tailgating them, seeing them after the game. So I think the regionalness of the passion of the fans that now will move into other conferences, I think that's something that the West Coast will sorely miss. I think the communities will sorely miss that. But I guess we're in the name of progress. I guess this is considered progress.
One other thing, in the development stage, Are you familiar with the music that was playing and the significance of that?
I have, you know what? I don't even hear the music during practice, so you'd have to tell me what was happening.
It was Whip It. It was what that was playing. You get the connection? I don't give it away now.
Whip It good. Boy, I'm on camera. I have no, I don't know.
It was done by Devo. And Devo
Devo,
is short
period.
for development.
Perfect. Good. Yeah, that's all the way over my head.
It went over my head too.
Yeah, but I like your hat.
That's over my head.
It is over your head, right on top. Thanks,